Oh, hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our last talk today. We are very happy to have Marina Marques, who is our youngest speaker today, and really happy, resident of Fabrica in 2018 and 2019, so not so long ago. And it's a great pleasure to have her talk, and also after the talk, Marina will guide you to the Agora for a performance, Subliminal Encounters. And Marina was born in Brazil and grew up in Italy, and she's graduated and attended the Visual Arts MA at the UF, University of Venice. And then she arrived to Fabrica in 2018 and 2019 while Oliviero Toscani was back in the building. So she must have had an amazing experience, yeah. Both from one and another side. For those who know. But the most important thing is that he entered this community, and also he started working, and maybe later you will tell us the story of how the interest on the olfactory world started and how much that merged the research that you are doing, and that we are really happy to introduce and to present. And also very happy that also you will guide the public later for this performance. And I really thank you for your time, and thank you. Welcome back to Fabrica, Marina.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos, for presenting me, and Francesca, Alice, and all the Fabrica team to organize this crazy miracle of all of us being here. And it's so emotional to meet the Fabrica's history and the old Fabricanti, my generation of Fabricanti that are here, and I thank from the bottom of my heart, and also the present ones. And so how I got into, I arrived in Fabrica wanting to be a photographer. And that kind of faded away after a while, because I was a bit traumatized, I think, by the Oliviero, it was a great school, but I decided that maybe it wasn't the right thing for me. Actually, how that happened, I did like a shooting for a Benetton fitting, and I sent him an email like showing off a bit, like, oh, these are my pictures, I hope you like them. And I wrote like 2 pages of like contextualizing the pictures, and like this is the theory behind it. And I shot some with digital, some with analog, because the old, the new, I did a whole thing about it. And then he met me, and he was so angry. He said, why are you writing so much? Like, the pictures are shit, but it would have been okay if you just send me those. You think too much that you can't, you think so much that then you can't think. Like, you were like, yeah, actually that's true. And so I thought, okay, maybe I should go where I don't have to think. Like, I want to work with something that is not thinkable at all. I'm romanticizing it a bit. I mean, it's not really like that, but yeah. So I decided to go where the visual arts and all the imagery was something that was still absent. And I found that I was really into the olfactory context for all my life. But I think like most of us also, even if we don't realize, we're really attached to this sense, even if in a subliminal way or not in a conscious way. We can't really, we overlook it, but we would realize if we miss it. And so I decided to do research about smells to see if there was actually something new that could be that could arise in the visual arts. Of course. And then, I brought some projects that I've been doing in these recent years for you to experience, because they are all experimental publishing projects about how to involve smell in publishing, arts and culture. And yeah, I will pass them around so you can experience them a bit. Yeah. I'm just gonna say literally 2 words about each project. So this one is it was a project about anosmia. I never work alone. This was I work in curation, so this is a collaboration between me, a fragrance designer, a graphic designer, and a product designer. We developed an anthology that collects works by artists that deal with sense of smell, thinking about the loss of it during COVID times. That was the trigger of this. And this is the fragrance that it basically proposed how is the 0 degree of smell. So this is the smell of who can't smell would smell. Yeah, not clear, but like if you don't have smell, you probably have this kind of smell in your nose for the whole time. So it was yeah, an experimental project. You need to spray this on your skin because it's inorganic, and so you can feel this loss experience. If you want to pass it around. And then for this project, this is my MA thesis, newborn, because I just graduated, and this exists thanks to Chiara Alexandra, who is here, I guess, somewhere. And we worked together for this. There's a massive, massive brick. Is about mapping olfactory art in the visual art scene in Italy and internationally. And there is an Easter egg inside. There is a fragrance we developed for an artist that we exhibited in a show. So also this. If you get bored listening to me, you can just look around. And this is the last. It's the most recent project I've been doing. It's inside. It's in a collective show about concrete. And this specific work was commissioned to reproduce the smell of wet concrete. Actually, it's the smell called petrichor. It's the smell of rain, commonly. But it's dedicated to Venice, so it's the smell of concrete in Venice, which is something that is very rare, of course. Actually, it's not concrete, it's asphalt. I don't know if that's the right word for that. Is it? Asphalt. I don't know. It's the material of the street where the car goes. Yeah, asphalt. Yeah. So that's very rare in Venice. So they asked me to do an olfactory portrait of that, and yeah, this is also into the practice of experimental multisensorial publishing, as you need some water to activate the ink and the fragrance, so you can read the coordinates, the geographic coordinates, where you can find asphalt in Venice, which is in just in 60 little areas of the city. So I'm also going to pass this around. And now, yeah, getting into what we're going to do later. Yeah, so Subliminal Encounters is I wouldn't call it it's a performance, but I feel I could call it as a happening, because it's something that actually happens all the time. All the time we smell each other, but it's an act that most of the time happens when we are very intimate with someone, and or we flirt with someone. So there was always a sort of ambiguity in this act, and I always do that, and people tell me, "Why you're so flirty? Like, why you smell like it's, there is a boundary of our intimacy that's smelling kind of bypass." And so yeah, I activated this happening the first time 2 years ago in UOV, in my university. It was the end of a workshop during. Where we were exploring Fluxus performances, and yeah, it was a very nice journey with 30 people for 1 month long, And the last thing the last activity that we did was this performance that was my exam. And I decided I wanted to meet these people after 1 month of meeting each other, knowing each other, knowing our practices, hanging around all the time. I want us to be forced to meet each other in a different way, in a way that was absolutely intimate and ambiguous, but with a dedicated space for that. So I thought that would have been just like an exercise and just an experiment, but that actually really worked out. That worked out really well, and it was surprising to see how the relationship with people changed completely after this. So after just smelling each other for, I don't know, half of a day, people that wouldn't talk with each other, or they were just, so different, they would just, I don't know, mysteriously having a walk and just walk away and never return. And some other ones that were, and that's a personal history, that would, I would think, okay, this is the time, like this guy that I like, this is the time, this is gonna work out, and then we just didn't match for some weird reason after that, and then that completely changed the hierarchies of relationships in the group, and so that's why I decided to bring this exercise here, because I think that 2 days to meet each other, to meet the old generation, my generation, and the present generation of Fabrica, it's not enough. And I think this could be the occasion to actually meet beyond the level of consciousness, beyond networking, what you do, I do this, or this is my business card, and just meeting in a way that it would have been impossible to do otherwise in 2 days. So I need to thank Angelo Licciardello, who realized these beautiful drawings of the performance. So here we go. I'm gonna introduce some tasks. I mean, they're quite easy, but it's just I thought that maybe a good way to interact in this action would have been to choose the person you feel you want to smell, trying to get eye contact and just walking towards each other, or just walking towards them. So there are, it's so basic, but of course you can choose one or more areas you want to smell. The best areas to smell are usually the neck. It's where the blood is, like the blood streams are closer to the skin, because then your smell is more strong. I'm sure we're all sweated, like it's just hot as fuck outside. But we're all in the same boat, so no judge. And so it's the neck, and then the back of the head, and then the arm, and behind the knee, behind the knee. And then, of course, it's going to happen, that maybe someone chooses a person that is also chosen by someone else. That's fine. You can just poly smell each other. So no talking, no phones. This action will take place in 30 minutes, and you can start or leave it whenever you want to, because of course if you don't feel at ease, of course you're not forced to stay. And then, so that we can be ready to dance at Nico Vascellari and Carlos Casas DJ after that. And Yeah, just want to use this opportunity to talk here as a last talk in the auditorium to express my feelings for Fabrica. That was, at least for me, it was the first time of feeling to be, in the right place at the right time with the right people, Olivier included somehow. So it was a very intense time where I would just wake up every day thinking, okay, this is going to be the best time of my life. And I was so euphoric and so depressed at the same time because, of course, that would have meant that it would have been finished at some point. But also it's a period of time that I recall with my memory every time. And the people I met there are the loves of my life and some of the most special people I've ever met in my life and my best friends. So yeah, just want to thank you all and hope to smell you later. Yeah, and I think we can go with the... Oh no, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, if you have questions. Eh? Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, you have a lot of areas, Francesca, so I know you're finding excuses. Of course, if you have any question, just feel free. Okay. Yeah. So the action will happen in Agora. So I think we'll go now, so we can go all together. Is the white space with the columns just there? Agora, yeah. Thank you.